we're arresting people for legitimate protest because
Journalists
constitutionally,
included.
journalists included, of course, it tells you that we are not operating a democracy, but what we're operating is a civilian rule with a tinge, or tint, if I may say, of tyranny. Protest is legitimate. Protests should be encouraged. Violence should be discouraged. And I think we've got our wires crossed here. I think Nigerian authorities have confused legitimate protest with violence. They're not the same thing. They're two different things entirely. And of course, there are social economic factors. I think that the government is nervous. I think the police is nervous. They're nervous that what happened in the last NSAS, when everything got out of control, would happen again. But my own suggestion is that if it had been carefully controlled, carefully monitored, carefully organized, then of course that won't happen. So those issues remain. And the fact that people have been bottled in, and the fact that concerns have been bottled up, doesn't mean they will go away. And I hope that the Nigerian government or Nigerian authorities will find a way to engage. As I said yesterday on another program, they need to engage with these young people, not dismiss them, not discard them, and not corral them. They need to engage with them.
The major focus of yesterday's protest was a remembrance of those who lost their lives last year and even before then. Now, Lai Mohammed came out with a statement earlier in the day that 1 year down the line, there's still no evidence that people were killed. He even, went ahead to say the champions of the news should come to should apologize to Nigeria and Nigerians. Talk of CNN, talk of Amnesty International, and some other organizations, some other reputable organizations. He said the same thing. So 1 year down the line, it seems have they even learned their lessons? Because it was the same thing they said last year. Nothing happened. There is no evidence. We are going to do something about these champions. These people, saying that it happened without giving evidence. 1 year down the line, they are still repeating the same thing.
I think it's beneath Lai Mohammed, and I think it's disgraceful that instead of remembrance of people that were injured, maimed, and in some instances lost their lives, maybe not even at Lekki, but during that situation, the police, for instance, and of course some protesters, is gloating. I don't expect gloating at this point in time. I don't expect self-satisfaction. He's not justified. He's not vindicated. And it appears that what he tried to do yesterday was to vindicate the government. The government has no vindication whatsoever. The government mishandled the situation. And what the government should be doing is learning lessons so that in future they'll be better able to deal with protest. They haven't learned any lessons, it doesn't appear. It appears that gloating is the order of the day.
All right, Doctor, quickly, let's look at this from last year's protest and this year's protest. The question then is, how effective has this protest been to the Nigerian state?
Well, I think we need to distinguish last year from this year. Last year was a build-up. I mean, it climaxed with 20th. In fact, some will say that even after the 20th, there was a lot of violence, which wasn't directly from the protesters, but from ultras. This year is just 1 day to commemorate what happened over a period of time. Does it move the state forward? Has the state learned? Are there lessons to be learned? I think the lessons to be learned is that the Nigerian state has learned a lesson that people can protest. You can even injure them and maim them, and you'll get away with it. I think that's the lesson that the Nigerian state has learned.
The other way.
The other way, unfortunately. And they have also learned that all the tools that the youths used to get on, the fintech, the cryptocurrency, and all those things, if you smash them, if you pulverize them, you understand, then maybe, you understand, nothing will still happen. And also that the economy which serves the youths is not as important as security and preserving themselves in power. That's what the Nigerian state has learned.
So the government was shaken, right?
Of course, the government was shaken because all of a sudden, if you went to those NSAS protests and so on, if you wanted a meal of any sort, you got your meal. If you wanted to dance, if you wanted music, if you wanted entertainment, you got it. Where was this money coming from? And the government was wondering. And they then discovered that the youths all over the world mobilized themselves and used the technology, social media, the internet. And that's why they want to smash it, because they feel that protest may be stopped on the streets, but you cannot stop protests, you understand, through the media waves or through the social media waves, to be precise.
Based on all of this, is Nigeria moving forward, stagnant, or moving backwards?
If we were stagnant, it would even have been better. I think we are certainly moving backwards. Many people are just ticking the calendar, you understand, ticking the clock, waiting till the end of this administration. There's no doubt that people expected much more from this administration. And there's no doubt that we haven't got as much as we expected. And so a lot of people have given up. Are they right to give up? I'll say, well, miracles can happen within 18 months.
All right. Before we leave this subject matter, there's this, like what Bimi said yesterday. Lai Mohammed came out and said, no, but there's no evidence so far to show that anyone was killed at the Lekki toll gate, and also chided some agencies, especially the CNN and Amnesty International. However, Lagos State government has come out to pay a whooping sum of 420 million naira as compensation to victims. Then, the disparity in in information. Lai Mohammed, representing the federal government, is saying nobody, there's no evidence, nobody was killed. However, Lagos State government, where it actually happened at the Lekki toll gate, has paid them 420 million. However, states like Akwa Ibom, Ogun, or Benue have not paid anything, according to this report from Punch newspaper.
No, let's be very clear and let's make a distinction. The money paid is for historic abuses, not necessarily for what happened in Lekki toll gate, but historic abuses that have occurred.
Those who were victims before that period.
Victims before then.
Okay.
You see, at least we must give Lai Mohammed something that we thought at least there was a massacre at Lekki toll gate. Some people thought there was. There is no evidence that there was a massacre. There's evidence of violence. There's evidence that 1 or 2 people were killed. There's evidence of brutality. There's no doubt about that. But the evidence that there was a massacre or that many people were killed, we still haven't got it. I'm not suggesting it didn't happen. It didn't happen, sorry. People disappeared, but there's still no conclusive evidence yet. And maybe the panel report will come with it. So you have to give Lai Mohammed that. But that people were brutalized, that rights were abrogated, that people were corralled, and that people were dealt with in an unconstitutional matter. I think that's beyond doubt. And that's why I say Lai Mohammed is disgraceful for him to say, at least no one died. If I come and I strangle you and you manage to survive, you understand? At least it wasn't murdered. We can't be having those kind of discussions or arguments.
But there were live feeds then. There were gunshots and all that. It was evident that there was a fracas there.
Oh, there were evidence that shots were fired. The question is, you understand, did those shots, did they come from the Nigerian military? And if they indeed, you understand, where are the bodies? I think that's the confusion. Well, not the confusion, that's the lack of clarity. Where are the bodies? There's no doubt that shots were fired. That's what the
federal government is holding on to.
Yes, of course, that's holding. And I'm saying it's not enough to hold on to that, because the way they went about it, you were determined to smash the rights of people. And if nobody died, then it was a miracle, an act of God, not because, you understand, the Nigerian military or the Nigerian government wanted to preserve the rights of people. They didn't want to preserve the rights of people. So you don't go about gloating and say nobody died or there's no evidence. Right? The question is there's no evidence.
But those who were ready to come out to witness to what happened, they had to run for their lives as well. They had to leave the country.
Of course, people had to leave the country, you understand, because obviously those people are under surveillance and the government wants to question them and to query them. It's still confused. We may yet get the evidence, you understand, of the number of people that died. But we know that during the NSAS, people died. Lekki is the dispute now. At Lekki toll gate, the people died there. There's no doubt. But were there many? I don't know, you understand. But during the NSAS, lots of people died. There's no doubt about that.
All right. For those in your state, the aide to the governor, the special advisor to the governor on political matters, Babs Oduyoye, has said payments will be made from Abuja after the state government has submitted a report to the vice president. That's to victims of police brutality. Stay tuned. We'll go on a short break now, a commercial break. And when we come back, it's still the Break at Dawn newspaper review on 32 FM 94.9.
lẹ́nìkan bá ń bí mi ohun tí mo máa ṣe tí bá jowó tó tówó gidi mo ronú mílíọ̀nù kan náírà àbí ìyẹn ò tó nǹkan kan rárá bóyá pẹ̀lú bíi 5 tàbí 10 mo lè.
mú àlárèrè rẹ ṣẹ pẹ̀lú ìpolongo Airtel Recharge and Blow níbi tí gbogbo èèyàn ti jẹ́ olúborí. Ra owó ìpè dójú àmì lọ́sọ̀ọ̀sẹ̀ kó o sì gbádùn ẹ̀bùn owó tó tó 100 mílíọ̀nù náírà. Ìpolongo yìí ń wá sópin ní oṣù December ọdún 2021. Fún àlàyé síwájú sí testa 444*4#.
Airtel, the smartphone network. Precious Cornerstone University, PCU, a faith-based institution located in the heart of the city of Ibadan, provides a student-friendly and enabling environment to fulfill your dreams. Precious Cornerstone University is a true pan-Nigerian university, currently with students from more than 22 states of the Federation. PCU is currently calling for admissions of new intakes, and with a minimum score of 120 in JAMB UTME with 5 O-level credits in English and mathematics alongside 3 other relevant subjects, you can enroll today in accounting, business administration, banking and finance, economics, computer science, microbiology, and more new courses are being approved. Mass communication, international relations, cyber security, software engineering, and procurement. Direct entry admission for all ND and HND holders is also ongoing, and students with lower mark than 120 can also register for JUPEB. Enroll online today at www.pcu.edu.ng and follow the procedure. Or you can visit the Precious Cornerstone University Campus 1 at Olaogun Odife Road, Ibadan, or call now 080-600-51554 or 081-3181-1946.
Ṣé a bá ń sọ fún àwọn èèyàn wípé pẹ̀lú Super Picks wọ́n lè sọ àsọtẹ́lẹ̀ géèmù mẹ́fà wọ́n sì jẹ $50 mílíọ̀nù wọ́n wá béèrè wípé.
gbọ́nà èló ni màá ná.
àádẹ́ sọ fún wọn wípé ọ̀fẹ́ ni lójijì ìbéèrè wọn wá yí padà sí.
ṣé o tẹ́ ẹ sọ ni pé ọ̀fẹ́ bí ọ̀fẹ́ tàbí ọ̀fẹ́ bí ọ̀fẹ́.
tí Super Picks bá sọ pé ọ̀fẹ́ náà ni. sọ àsọtẹ́lẹ̀ géèmù mẹ́ta ó sì lè jẹ $50 mílíọ̀nù ní gbogbo òpin ọ̀sẹ̀. bẹ́ẹ̀ ló ṣe rọrùn pẹ̀lú Super Picks. lọ sórí superpicks.com láti bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní sọ àsọtẹ́lẹ̀ ìlànà àti àdéhùn wà ṣá o. Super Picks, ìwọ́ta àwa ó sanwó.
For those wondering why Schweppes now comes in a new ginger flavor, experience tells us. The boldest flavors have the most character. Introducing new Schweppes Ginger, a new flavor made with over 200 years of experience.
Babe, that girl dey use something. Which kind something be that? Check am now. See how she dey always dey smile. I know wetin she dey use. And she dey use am 2 times a day. Peruse me her secrets. ABZ na the secret. Close up get antibacterial zinc. ABZ wey go give you 3 times more protection, 3 times more freshness pass your normal toothpaste. Chai! Everybody must hear am. Yes o. New Close Up with antibacterial zinc. Triple the protection, triple the freshness.
Hello! We believe you're enjoying Titan Farms products like Titan Rice, Yam Flour, Rice Flour, Titan Oil, and others. Oh yes! With Titan Farms, there is always something more. Give your child the best gift by buying any of our lots at Titan Farms Estate, Upperland City, Moniya, Idianyure, Regal Gardens, Soka, Cherry Court, Ilaji, and enjoy freebies like 500 blocks, 20 bags of cement, free survey, deed of assignment. That's not all. Here's the big deal. For every land you buy in your child's name at Titan Farms Estate, you can get a loan to sort your child's school fees if need be at no interest for up to 3 months. Yes, you heard me. No interest for 3 months. To enjoy this limited offer, quickly call 0906 007 9714 or visit Titan House opposite Motor Dealer Park, New Garage Road, Ibadan, or check us out on www.titanfarms.org.
32 FM 94.9, filling the world with laughter.
All right, welcome back. It's still the Break of Dawn newspaper review on 32 FM 94.9. Remember, you can watch us on YouTube. Yes, YouTube at 32FM 949. Watch us live on YouTube and drop your comments. I will go ahead to read those comments on YouTube. Before we went on that break, we're still looking at headlines from the dailies this morning, and we still have Dr. Olu Ojedokun with us here in the studios. So this morning, let's go through this headline. Big one this morning: lawyers demand Kanu's presence as trial resumes today. Lawyers demand Kanu's presence as trial resumes today. The legal team of the detained leader of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, on Wednesday warned that the federal government must bring him before Justice Binta Nyako of a federal high court in Abuja today. The leader of the team, Ifeanyi Ejiofor, made the team's position known during a press conference in Abuja on Wednesday. Quoting him, he says that tomorrow, that's today, being October 21st, 2021, will be sacrosanct. Our client, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, must and shall be produced in court to face his trial. End of quote. That's from AG4. Headline there, lawyers demand Kanu's presence as trial resumes today. Doctor, first time he wasn't in court, second time he wasn't in court, and hopefully, let's see if he will be brought to court today.
I think the government is fast running out of excuses. I think the government must stand up for the rights of its citizens. You must decide whether it's a military government, whether it's a pseudo-military government, tyranny with arbitrary powers, or whether it follows the rule of law. Under the rule of law, you expect the accused person, you understand, to be present at his trial. I mean, the guy is not alive. He's not outside the country. He's under their noses. He's within their confines, and so you expect him to be presented for trial. It would be rather unfortunate if he's not. It will confirm that there are some serious problems with issues of liberty, with issues of rule of law, and of course, indeed, with issues of separation of power. Then you begin to ask the question: Is power not tending to corrupt here, and is power not corrupting absolutely?
All right. If you look at it, like you said, government is running out of excuses. Now, if Kanu had appeared in court and people had seen him, the sit-at-home order in the southeast would have been mitigated.
Absolutely. And I think it's either the government is playing at taunting the people of the southeast, or the government doesn't know where Kanu is. You know.
His lawyer is even saying that the people in the southeast are yet to see and believe that Nnamdi Kanu is still alive.
Yes, and I think the government should dispel all that, by presenting him at trial. What are we? Are we military? We are not. Are we pseudo-military? We are not. We're civilian administration, of course. Democracy, I don't know about that. And of course, under normal climes and normal circumstances, you present him. From that point of view, he's not a military man, you understand? So you can't say court-martial, which has to be in private and so on and so forth. He's still a civilian. And I think he ought to be presented before the court. And whatever excuses the government have, which they haven't even given, I don't believe they've given any specific excuse, they need to present Kanu. You understand? For the sake of civility and for the sake of calming even the restive voices in parts of the country.
Can there be an order by the court and from the court that he must be produced?
Absolutely. That's the role of the court. And, I'm going to be very careful.
So do we have to wait until the court, makes the declaration before the government would, let's bring him to court?
In this case, it seems so. If the government will not do the right thing, then, of course, the court must intervene, and the court should intervene, and the court will intervene, in my view.
All right, and based on this, let's if this is happening with Nnamdi Kanu, let me quickly link it up. What is the fate of Sunday Igboho?
Well, it's still mired in the judicial process of the Republic of Benin. That's not really very clear to me because that's a different jurisdiction, the laws of which are completely different from that of the common law jurisdiction, which is Nigeria. But what is quite clear is that I think Nigeria is making a case for his repatriation, for him to be brought back to Nigeria. To Nigeria. That hasn't gone anywhere. In the meantime, I think there's some immigration crimes or immigration, what do we call them, issues that they're trying to resolve there. But it's still not clear as to why he's still being held or why no substantive trial has been carried out. You try him, you find him guilty, and then you meet a punishment. And if you can't do that, then you release the man and let him be on his way. Let's
be practical here. What if Nnamdi Kanu is not presented in court today? What are the implications?
Oh, the implications are that it will become very clear to many of us who've been arguing that the rule of law basically it hardly exists in Nigeria. It will confirm that. And I'm hoping that people like me will be wrong, that the rule of law will be confirmed. I think the implications are that the government is running a rogue operation with respect to Kanu, and it's not running in accordance with the rule of law. I think it will give less hope to people that anything good can come out of the administration of this government.
Don't you think it would jeopardize the integrity of the courts, of the judiciary, basically?
Well, if the judiciary asks for Kanu and they refuse to produce him, then of course we are in a different uncharted waters. We have a constitutional crisis. In other words, we have courts that can bark and not bite. If that happens, but I doubt that will happen, I believe this government will follow the court orders. I don't think they would have the temerity or the audacity not to release Kanu if the court orders so.
And lastly, the elections in Anambra State should be coming up on the 6th of November.
Yes.
If these things, if Kanu is not produced in court, and with the restiveness in the southeast, do Do you think these elections will go ahead?
Oh, no, there's no doubt about it that the elections will go ahead. It went ahead in Borno, didn't it?
Okay.
At the height of the Boko Haram insurgency, it went ahead. In fact, the people that turned out to vote in those elections were monumental. I believe that even in the elections in the Southeast, there's a way in which monumental turnout will be there. Don't tell me whether those people will be real people turning out, but those elections, in my view, will hold.
That's a discussion for another day.
Yes.
All right. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo has said young Nigerians need to get involved in politics in order to make a change in the nation. He said the only way Nigeria can be transformed is largely dependent on the actions and decisions of those who occupy public offices. Hence, the reason young people in Nigeria must get involved in politics is the people in politics. Are they making it look desirable? Are they making it desirable for young people to even be a part of it?
No, the young people have been marginalized on all levels, on all fronts. You see, Osinbajo's difficulty is that Osinbajo is a very fine speaker. Understands understands polemics, won the African Statesman Prize. People like us try to win it, we were only runners-up. And so, of course, he's a distinguished person in that respect. But he's an emperor without any clothes. I mean, he's out about making speeches. He's unable to deploy his intellect to good governance in Nigeria because they won't let him. And that's why he's now talking about the use. He's stating the obvious. He always states the obvious. But the government cannot do anything about the obvious. That's the problem.
Osinbajo. Those adjectives. I'll get those adjectives from you, Doctor. Terrorists who try to overthrow me are in Nigeria. This is coming from the Turkey president, that's Recep Erdogan. He says the terrorists who tried to remove him through a coup in 2016 are still active in Nigeria. Very big allegation there. Headline, terrorists who try to overthrow me are in Nigeria, Turkey president.
And my response to that was, what was the response of the president?
Well, I'm not sure the president said much, and I'm not sure he can say much. But the problem with Erdogan is that there's a touch of paranoia. It's not just with Nigeria. It goes that he said that in America, he said that in other countries. And I would say get over it. This happened about 4 or 5 years ago. You've consolidated yourself. You're now you're the strong man of Turkey. You understand? You're stronger than anybody since Ataturk. Ataturk, yeah. So what's this problem? But you see, I've always said it in my administrative law class, that power tends to corrupt. An absolute power corrupts absolutely. And that tends to be what is playing out. What does he want? He wants to come and raid Nigeria to get the so-called terrorists.
But this is very grave. Terrorists who try to overthrow me are in Nigeria.
And we are yet to declare these terrorists as terrorists.
Yeah, but it's far-fetched. Which terrorists are
who are the ones he's talking about? Who are those people?
Well, that's the confusion here. I mean, it's obvious, that there's a tendency in Turkey, and there's another tendency in Nigeria, you understand? He should come out very clearly. He should present his case to the Nigerian government. And if it is true, then those so-called people will go through the normal judicial process. But I'm honestly not going to waste more time on this. He's done that with America. He's done that with other countries. I think Ataturk is, what's the word? Obsessed. That's my view.
The coup plotters are everywhere.
Yes, according to him. He's obsessed. He's in power now. He's in charge. Let him get on with transforming the lives of the Turkish.
All right. Nigerian taxpayers will have to pay twice as much to feed their president and vice president in 2022 as food prices continue to rise, even as the citizens themselves ironically remain at the same income level that has left many struggling daily to buy food. This is a special report in Premium Times. As food prices rise, Buhari, Osinbajo's bill doubled, while Nigerians struggle with the same income. Are they seeing it the way Nigerians are seeing it?
No, first and foremost, I think it's a scandal that we feed the president and we feed the vice president. In other climes, the president and the vice president of countries are not being fed by the state. They use their salaries, they use their income to feed themselves. So it shouldn't even be a question for debate. Why should we be feeding the president and the vice president? Why should it be within the Nigerian budget? Of course, I can understand state banquets and so on and so forth, but they should be taking care of their own expenses. No wonder Nigeria is where it is at this moment. So I think the question should be, why should we even be feeding them in the first instance? If they are not being fed, then this issue you've raised, you understand, will not even be there at all. This issue of being insensitive and this issue of there being not understanding what Nigerians are going through will not even arise at all.
And just yesterday, farmers farmers in the north came out to say that food prices next year might even be worse than we have this year because of climate change. And we are here talking about how to feed the president, how to feed the vice president, doubling of taxes.
Well, I don't think it's just about climate change. It's also about the ongoing security crisis. Yes, of course.
That was one of the reasons too.
Yes. We're talking about it because simply the Nigerian government's priorities seem to be different. Our priority is to borrow. Our priority is other than that of the people. If we were pro-people priority, then what we'll be doing is ensuring that there's security, there's welfare, so that the farmers can produce and can produce more, and so that we can move away from the reliance on petroleum and oil and fossil fuel.
And of course, it was in 2018. I think the rise became glaring in 2018 after Nigeria closed its land borders and blocked access to foreign exchange for food importers as part of efforts to encourage domestic production. 2018, this is 2021.
Yes.
Have we achieved anything? The reason for closing the land borders, has the reason been justified yet?
No. The problem is that yes, we closed the borders. Some said it was productive initially. It became counterproductive. But the problem is that local production has not been stimulated, and the reason why local production hasn't been stimulated is because of the security challenges and the security concern. So of course, those that would have been motivated to cultivate more are uncut down. You understand, or bunkering somewhere, hiding away because they don't want to be kidnapped, ransomed, or maimed or killed. And so that defeats the purpose. You close the borders, and yet production is not stimulated because of security concerns.
All right, we have to observe a break now. When we return, we take a few more headlines, open the phone line so you can call, and do not also forget you can drop your comments on YouTube so we can get to read them later. The handle is 32FM 949 Ibadan, 32FM 949 Ibadan. We'll be back.
Good things come in pairs like salt and pepper, bread and beans, sport and entertainment.
Say what?
That's right. Showmax Pro is bringing you the best of both worlds.
Everybody strap in. We're about to open some windows.
Now you can watch live sport from Super Sport.
In your life have you seen anything like that?
As well as movies, originals, award-winning international and local shows, plus kids shows when you sign up at showmax.com.
With INT'L Home Broadband device, your home is connected and you all can focus on the important things in life. Enjoy the finer things in life in the INT'L HBB seasonal offer. Visit any certified INT'L shop to get a 4G MiFi at 9,999 Naira plus up to 55 gigabyte bonus data, or router at 19,999 Naira plus up to 160 gigabyte bonus data. Offer valid while stock lasts. Terms and conditions apply.
INT'L, the smartphone network.
Baba Ne, what's up? What's going on now?
How far? How's it going?
Hey, yeah, all good, man. I'm just putting together my Naira Bet Builder selection for tonight's big game.
Naira Bet Builder? That's a new one. Tell me about it now so that we can make this money together.
It's a brand new feature from Naira Bet. It allows you to combine multiple selections from the same game to create one big accumulator.
What? Like the first goal scorer, go, over and under, corner? Of course, that is not possible.
With the Naira Bet Builder, that and more is possible. You can add up to 10 different markets within the same game. It's smart and easy. Now look at this. I'm going with Gogo, the most scoring half, and I have added Ronaldo to score.
Whoa, this is excellent. I'm going to log into my NairaBet account to use the Bet Builder and win this money.
That's right.
When I win, I owe you something for showing me a new way to make money.
Don't let me remind you where the money lando. Combine different markets under the same game with Bet Builder. New from NairaBet, the home of sports betting. 18 plus only. NairaBet is licensed by the National Lottery Regulatory Commission.
Uncle Dentist, wetin be cavities and how Colgate take dey protect my teeth from cavities? Shey dey use comfort?
No dear, na hole for teeth dey cause most tooth pain wey be cavity. But if you use Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection take brush every day, the confirmed formula go help keep natural calcium inside our teeth wey go protect them from tooth decay.
Time don reach to upgrade to the world's most chosen toothpaste, Colgate, because Colgate locks calcium in.
Now, the Nigerian Dental Association, they recommend Colgate. láti gòkè àgùnlà láyé èèyàn nílò ìtọ́sọ́nà ẹni tó mọ̀nà débi àṣeyọrí. FMH International HR àwọn ni gbajúgbajà akọ́ṣẹ́mọṣẹ́ iléeṣẹ́ alárinà tó mọ ojúlẹ̀jà bá ti ń tọ́ni sọ́nà finimọ̀nà nípa bí gbogbo òǹwáṣẹ́ ṣe lè pàdé àwọn òǹgbanisíṣẹ́ pàápàá jùlọ láwọn orílẹ̀-èdè tó wà lókè òkun.
FMH International HR alábàáṣepọ̀ gidi ni wọ́n jẹ́ pẹ̀lú àjọ oníwádìí ìjìnlẹ̀ àgbáyé tá a mọ̀ sí United Nations Volunteer Research Group láti jùmọ̀ tọpinpin wàhálà táwọn ọmọlẹ̀ yìí ń kojú nídìí ìgbìyànjú ajé lọ sílẹ̀ òkèèrè. ìyẹn ọ̀rọ̀ tó jẹ mọ́ international migration àti international labour activities.
ǹjẹ́ o tiẹ̀ mọ̀ pé o nílò ìmọ̀ tó jinlẹ̀ dáadáa nípa ìlànà à ń tẹ̀lé láwọn pápákọ̀ òfurufú tó fẹ́ gbà sọdá sílẹ̀ òkèèrè. lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ bá a ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ yìí United Nations Volunteer Research Group pẹ̀lú àjọṣepọ̀ FMH International HR ń ṣe research lórí ẹ̀dùn ọkàn àti ìpèníjà tẹ́ ẹ bá ní. questionnaires táwọn òṣìṣẹ́ FMH bá fún yín lágbègbè yín lẹ́yìn ṣàlàyé ìrírí yín sí.
fún àlàyé lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́ kàn sí wọn ní 3rd and 9th floor Cocoa House Dùgbẹ̀ Ìbàdàn.
telephone 0817 4444 627
àti 081 68 73 7222.
All right, welcome back. It's still the Break at Dawn newspaper review on 32 FM 94.9, the station where joy resides. Remember, you can watch us live on YouTube. The handle is at 32 FM 949 Ibadan. 32 FM 949 Ibadan. We have this message from Omotolani Omobashonu. Says, good morning, Gemi and Chike. I quite agree with Dr. Jedokun by saying protest is legitimate. That's true, but no way we'll have protests in this country without having bad eggs among the protesters. Okay, that's from Omoba Shonu there, Omotolani there. Okay, let's look at this story here, Doctor, quickly. It says, negotiate with aggrieved youths. Group urges federal government and Southeast governors. Negotiate with aggrieved youths. Group urges federal government and Southeast governors. And the body says the Conference of Nigerian Political Parties has urged governors of states in the Southeast and the federal government to negotiate with aggrieved youths led by Nnamdi Kanu, Yoruba Nation activists, Sunday Igboho, and the NSAS agitators. The Secretary General of the CNPP, Willie Ezugu, said this in a statement in Lagos on Wednesday. He explained that governments at all levels have failed to differentiate self-determination struggles from a secessionist war. And then he says government should negotiate with aggrieved youths. Will these negotiations yield any fruits?
First and foremost, I must commend the suggestion. I think it's brilliant. And of course, negotiations is the way forward. Negotiations are what you do when you have a stalemate. Negotiations are what you do when there will be no clear winner. That's not going to be a clear winner. The government cannot subdue the youths. They can't. There are too many. It's too sophisticated. And so what do? You engage with them. You find more insidious ways, you understand, to reach out to them. So I support that. And I just hope we have a government that can listen and can change its tactics.
All right, you can join this conversation this morning. Which one of these stories resonates with you this morning? The numbers to call 070-55,000-949 and 080-970,000-949. 070-55,000-949 080-970-949. Let's have your thoughts, and you can ask questions, and then the analyst in the studio will shed more light on it. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Your name and where you're calling from?
Alaji Salam Kayode Musaji from Coca-Cola.
All right, Alaji, shoot.
Yeah, thumb up for all those youth that came out yesterday, because we still have all those grievances we expressed last year. We still have it on ground now. Nothing has changed. The way Aburi Accord, what called the first civil war in Nigeria, and the Aburi Accord has not been treated as well. Things remain the same. Some sections of the country it's always presently and has always seen itself as being the Lord over other sections. Some tribes see themselves as being superior than other tribes in Nigeria. So nothing has changed in short. So we have to continue the struggle. We have to continue explaining our view and differences until the government listens to us. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning. Dr. Jodoko, good morning.
Morning.
This is the voice of the popular people from Abashawan standing.
All right.
See, I can see from my own perspective, protests cannot solve our problem in this country. What we need to do, I can only appeal to the youth to please let's gather ourselves together and make sure we flush all these people out of the system. Thank you. Good morning. Have a nice day.
All right. Thank you, Omo Bashir. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning to you.
My name is Adeshi Yomola from UI.
Go ahead.
Let's say rest in peace to those who lost their life last year. And I want to believe on Lai Mohammed. I don't think anybody should be taking him serious in anything because he's a Lagos-based politician. And now, if you look at his antecedents, in Kwara State APC primary, like for example last week, he lost woefully. So it's not somebody that somebody can be reckoned with because I'm very sure after his government, he's one of the politicians that I'm sure is planning to run away. Because I'm sure Nigerian youth, they are planning to defend heavily on people like him. And some of you ask that this military or democratic government is a pure military government. And I want to urge Nigerian youth. Voter card is going on now, voter registration. Let me go and get only mount, only protest. Not of those that are protesting, they don't even have PVC. Let me go and get the PVC on the election day. Let's get out of this set of people that we are talking about. Let them not smell office again. All the best of today.
All right, thank you, Adeshi Omolola. It's one thing to be a registered voter. It's another thing to have the right candidates to vote for. So even with the voter's card, I mean, it depends on the competence or it depends on the precedence of the kind of candidates we have.
Okay, Doctor, you respond to this. Let's pick this call. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Kindly turn down the volume on your radio set or you move away from it.
Okay.
Yes.
This is Olufemi from Oyo.
All right, Femi from
We are
Oyo.
talking about our administrators or the president and whatever to declare the bandits terrorists. But they have refused to do that. They can't do that because they know themselves and they know those that are financial these people. Even for Bajabi Amela to came out 2 weeks ago and be calling Nnamdi Kanu and Sunday to the terrorists. When the terrorists cannot be declared terrorists to be dealt with. Because they know that once they were declared terrorists, they will be dealt with. And this thing has been done because it is just like, don't probe me. If you probe me, it leads to chain of reaction, the end of which nobody can forget. By the time those people are declared terrorists and they are started to be dealt with, they will started listening to the financiers and which are in government and which they know themselves. Until we force them out, like people have been saying, these people are not ready to do what is right. God help us.
All right, thank you. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Daniel Kelepe.
Daniel, let's have your
I'm
thoughts.
speaking from Ibadan.
All right, let's have
Okay,
your thoughts.
to me, the root cause of the present agitation by some ethnic nationalities for self-determination is the government of exclusion put in place by General Buhari, a very divisive government that lacks equity and justice in appointments where federal character has been thrown overboard. So when many Nigerians have called his attention to it, but instead of making amends, he has continued to appoint more people from his ethnic divide as if the rest doesn't exist at all. If this continues and we think we can have peace in this country, we are just living in a fool's paradise. To me, that's the root cause of all the problems we are having in this country today. Nobody wants to play do and become a slave in your own country. So that's it. Good morning. Thank you very much.
Thank you for calling the radio station. Okay, one more call before we come to Doctor. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Your name and where you're calling from?
Yeah, I'm calling from UK.
Can you speak up a little bit?
I'm calling from UK.
Okay, calling from UK. Let's have your thoughts.
My contribution this morning is I just want to employ our youth. Protest might not solve everything. At least this is a good sign for the youth to come together and start their own political party. If what happened during NSAS can happen, that means we can have a one voice. The youth should just come out and have their own political party and elect their leader. There's an MP in UK, a lady, for example, she's just around 28, and she's part of the member of the parliament. So we can also do that once we have a one voice. Thank you.
Thank you for calling all the way from UK. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Hello.
All right, Doctor, let's quickly react to that. We talked about, earlier we talked about the voters card and, having the right people to vote for. And you also mentioned something. I wanted to react to how easy it is to form a political party.
I mean, this voters card issue, I think is stacked against the youth. And I think in any reasonable country, we should stop all this voter card thing. We have NIN. Why don't we have NIN use it as a portable way to vote? You have the details of everybody, like the citizens of Nigeria. Or, well, we almost have the details. So why don't you begin to use the NIN as an electoral process instead of an alternative expensive PVC, which you register for, most people don't even collect. Well, many people don't collect. That's it. As to forming a political party, we all know that structurally, if you want to form, there are quite a number of impediments which the electoral law and indeed the INEC places. So it's not that easy to form a political party.
Possible.
Of course, it's possible, and it will take time. But not within now and 2023. I think that the window is closing.
We have a call. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Chike. How are you doing? This is okay. Good morning, Dr. Jadoko. Good morning. First, let me answer your question, please, my darling sister. The purpose for closure of the border actually was never achieved in the first place. Never. I actually think it was to make us independent of those. Because today, look at the food price cost. Definitely, it's been defeated. And just like the
okay, where you are is noisy. Where you are is noisy. The feedback is bad.
All right. Is it okay now? Good morning. Is it okay?
It's still humming, but go ahead. Let's manage it.
And lastly, the last caller from UK just said something. And I've always been calling for it. Let's look for a way to get into the government. The youth should look for a way to get in. If they are waiting for people to give it to them, nobody will give it to them. Let them rally around. The answers show that they can actually achieve it if they work as one. Look for a way, get into that government, then we can cause the change we want. Good morning.
Good morning. Hello, good morning. Okay. 070-550-949, 080-979-949. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Dejo Laleye from Oyo.
Dejo Laleye from Oyo. Kindly speak up so we can hear you well.
Hello?
Yeah, okay, we can hear you now. Go ahead.
I'm Dejo Laleye from Oyo. Now, what I want to say is that I wonder if there's any successful election to be held under this very rough and murky system of things. Look at the candidates. Where are the NSP? Where are the CAC? Instead of this youth, being drafted into the street, everybody is suffering in the country. Prices are prices. Food stores are very hard, very costly to come by. And we all sit down and watch in hunger and poverty. Now, I want to suggest that the whole NSC and the trade Congress and everything to come out now and protest the going on in the country. People are suffering. People are hungry. People do hunger. People are dying. Prices are very high. I mean, very, very, very hard prices of things.
All right, Dr. Ojedokun, you heard what he was saying there. That pressure groups, political pressure groups should come up, and even social pressure groups, the NLC and all that.
Let's not forget. Sorry to cut you short, Chike. Let's not forget that last year NLC was planning a protest, which eventually did not happen, which led to the Nigerian youths coming together.
Yes, that was a damn script, wasn't it? Yes, I agree that we can mobilize the youths. The government is doing everything possible to ensure that they are not mobilized, but I think the youths themselves can find a way forward, mobilize themselves into a kind of electoral force, mobilize themselves into a kind of pressure group. It will take time, it will take money, but I think it can be done, and it can be done over time. I don't think the youth should give up.
All right, Oyewole on YouTube is asking, Doctor, he said, is there anything as human rights in this country? Can our electoral system assure us of good governance? He's asking Dr. Jedoku.
Certainly, the Constitution at least guarantees human rights. Whether the Constitution is followed or not is another matter entirely. I think to some people the Constitution is just a document which nobody pays, they pay lip service to. But there is a Constitution, and I think the courts have a role to ensure that it's enforced and applied accordingly.
All right, on that note, it's a wrap today. Thank you, Dr. Oluwajedokun, for coming around. And of course, you can join us tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. for the Friday edition of the Breakdown Newspaper Review on 32 FM 94.9. My name is Bemisola Shuyemi. Good morning.
All right, my name is Chike Ubogu, wishing you a very positive day ahead. Bye for now.